Athletes burn a lot of energy. But do you know which kind of sport is considered the champion in terms of energy expenditure? Is it cross-country skiing? No. Cycling a mountainous stage in the Tour de France? No. Doing the Ironman triathlon? No. The highest energy expenditure was recorded during a 100-mile ultra-endurance run. Running for more than 24 hours resulted in a total daily energy expenditure of slightly over 13,000 kilocalories. Whew, that's a lot of food. The topic of this video is how to calculate the daily energy requirement of an athlete. To estimate energy requirement, we need to have a closer look at the daily energy expenditure. Here you see an example of energy expenditure over the day for someone not doing any sports. During the night, energy expenditure is low. It increases above BMR after waking up, with some spikes at the 3 main meals, which is the thermic effect of food, and some additional increases related to, for example, some walking or cycling, or to go to work or doing groceries. On average, total daily energy expenditure is approximately 1.4 times basal metabolic rate, a ratio we know as PAL, physical activity level. Vice versa, if we know someone's BMR and can make a good estimation of his or her physical activity level, we can estimate daily energy expenditure and hence energy requirement. So, consider a 35-year-old woman of 65 kg with a moderately active lifestyle. We can calculate BMR based on prediction formulas, such as the one of Schofield. For the 35-year-old woman, this is the formula. With in our case, result in 1,375 kilocalories. As she has a moderately active lifestyle, this translates in a physical activity level of 1.6, which gives a total daily energy expenditure of 2,200 kilocalories. Yes, this calculation will always be an estimation and not an exact quantification, as we are making several assumptions, but it will do the job. However, for an athlete, energy expenditure over the day looks different. As exercise costs a lot of energy, energy expenditure is high during the 1 or more hours of exercise, and is of course much lower throughout the rest of the day. To estimate energy requirement in an athlete, we therefore split our calculation into 2 parts. General energy expenditure throughout the day outside training or competition hours, and exercise energy expenditure. For the general energy expenditure, the same formula as used in the non-exercising subjects is used. So you do BMR times physical activity level. Choose the appropriate PAL for your athlete and then exclude of course the exercising hours. And correct this for the time spent on exercise. So if training lasts 3 hours, estimate general energy expenditure for the remaining 21 hours. To calculate the energy cost of the exercise, we use MET scores. A MET score indicates the energy expenditure for a certain sport activity compared to basal metabolic rate. And 1 MET equals 1 kilocalorie per kilogram body weight per hour. So if you run with 50 km per hour, this has a MET score of around 50, indicating that the energy cost of the activity is 15 times your resting energy expenditure. Multiply this by the body weight of the athlete and the time spent on running, and you have exercise energy expenditure. Combine general energy expenditure and exercise energy expenditure, and you have an estimation of the daily energy requirement. An example. So, assume that our 35-year-old woman of 65 kg is still moderately active, but she has started cycling training for 2 hours per day. BMR we already knew, which was 1,375 kilograms. With a moderately active lifestyle, a PAL of 1.6, this results in a general energy expenditure of 1,375 times 1.6 corrected for the 22 hours not spending on physical activity, resulting in an energy expenditure of 2,016 kilocalories. For her cycling, we use a MET score of 10. Cycling for 2 hours gives an exercise energy expenditure of 2 hours times the MET score of 10 times her body weight of 65 kilograms is 1,300 kilocalories, giving a total daily energy expenditure of 3,316 kilocalories in her case. Now you are able to make an estimation of the energy requirement of an athlete by using an equation to calculate basal metabolic rate and make an estimation for his of her physical activity level, and calculating the energy cost of doing exercise. It may be nice to calculate it for your own situation. Being in energy balance, meaning that your energy requirement is met by your energy intake, is of course crucial importance in sports. A too low intake can result in performance and health problems. Remember the energy the extreme endurance athletes from the start of this video required. Imagine the challenge they have to cover all their needs.